Well, good afternoon to those of you in other parts, and good morning to the rest of us who are in Pacific time. My name is Eric Albrechtson. I am a home ownership counselor in Lincoln City for Adair Homes on the beautiful Oregon coast. If you are not familiar with the Oregon coast, you should be. It's beautiful. And if you're not familiar with Lincoln City, you should stop in sometime and take a look around. I think you'll fall in love. There's other pretty places too, so it's just a nice place to be. But like I said, I'm a home ownership counselor with Adair Homes. What that means is I help you decide where to go, how to do it, and how to build your new dream home. Adair itself has been around since 1969 and is always evolving. And I think that's a good thing because with today's real estate world, sometimes if you don't know how to evolve and how to change with the times, you get left behind. I think that's why we're still popular and why we are always doing a good job for you. On the screen here, I have our website, and it is just adairhomes.com. And while we're doing this, please, if you have any questions, make sure that you put them in the question and answer box there, and I will do my best to get to all of them. But when you go to our website here, depending on where you live, you can go to this little area here and find a state, Idaho, Washington, Oregon, or Arizona. We're in Oregon, so I'm going to stick with that. And we're on the coast, so I'm going to stick with that. And I'm going to choose Lincoln County because that's where I'm at. All right. And this helps guide you a little bit prior to meeting with one of us. And part of that is the home planning. We'll go over timelines. If you're having trouble finding land, we have resources for that. This is a big one. We're going to talk about that later today as well. Here, and here, please always reach out. If you're having trouble knowing how to finance, or if you want to do cash and finance, let us know. We've got people that we can connect you to in-house and other lenders that we work with. The new construction loans are so good to work with, and there's ways you can wrap many different options up together to simplify it even further. Why Adair? Well, I think mainly for me is we will be a partner with you through the whole process. Like I said, from finding land to finding the right design, to finding lending options, helping you build your budget, and knowing the area that you're wanting to build. Sometimes we have people here on the coast who are maybe living back east or Midwest, even maybe Seattle, and they want to have a home here, but they just don't have the time to be here all the way through. And that's where we can step in and help you and guide you from afar. Okay, so those are questions also always bring up with your HOC. And I've got one question right now that I think is a great question. It's asking if we can take an existing plan and customize it. Let's come back to that because that's a really, really good question. So resources, these are just different things that you can click on and go to. But back to the Adair, one of the things that I like about this company is the giving back. When the fires swept through Oregon, for instance, we didn't sit around waiting, well, what's going to happen. We stepped in and found people that needed help the most, and we built them homes. We didn't charge them, we built them homes. And these little videos talk about that. I would recommend learning about us that way as well. Here is our fearless leader helping with a food drive. That says a lot, okay? But today, what we're doing here, other than me chatting about how great we are, is we're going to be looking at the Winchester plan. And when you go into our plans, you can click on different options here, or you can just hit all and it'll show you all of them. And remember when I went to that area up at the top and picked the location, homes are going to populate for that area. So these homes that I'm showing you are for the Oregon coast. And the Winchester, one of my favorites. I think one of the reasons it's my favorite is literally the floor plan. I love how 2 bedrooms are off on this side and your master suite. So you have split bedrooms, okay? You can have your own space, guests or kids can have their own space, and you still have an area to join up. One of the other reasons I like mudrooms, I think this is a great idea. I think a garage that can be easily moved to a different side or reoriented, I think that's a great idea. And the other is simply options for the exterior. We have classic, traditions, craftsman, farmhouse, and we can modify or customize all of that. So keep that in mind. If you go a little bit further down on any of our homes and you go to the details section, it reminds you, so today's home, for instance, is 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths, 1560 square feet. It does have a 2-car garage. And here's the building area. Now that's important because if you have a lot that isn't going to fit this, please don't fall in love with this house. But guess what? We're always going to be there to help out. If you click on some options, for instance, let's say you want a mother-in-law apartment. Well, we have the 512 suite. What is the 512 suite? Well, it's 512 square feet, and it's like a little apartment or a mother-in-law suite. ADU. Do you know what an ADU is? Anybody know what an ADU is? ADU, accessory dwelling unit. They are absolutely fantastic to connect to any of our homes, and they can be an extremely affordable way to produce extra income. So when you have questions about that sort of thing, please bring it up with us, because we can do a lot with this, all right? So going back to our Winchester today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the video. We're going to do this a little bit differently, and we're going to play a game, all right? I want you to watch the video, and you know, it's one of my favorites, so maybe that's why I'm making this one special. But while you're watching the video, I want you to think about what standard features are on this home. Now, standard means it comes with the home, right? With the base price. And then I want you to think about, is that an upgraded feature? And of course, upgraded features are things that we can do to the base home to make it a little bit more customized. And then if you see something that's got to be fully custom, make a note of that and we'll bring that up, okay? So again, the home is 1560 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. And I want you to think about, after you watch this, I wonder how much this home cost to build, all right? I'd love to get some people putting in their 2 cents on cost. And then we'll talk about appraised value. And we're going to circle back to something important. So without keeping you waiting too long here, I'm going to play the video, and I'm not going to talk. I want you to just take it in, think about what I said, And let's take a look at this Winchester that I just evidently think is a great home. Okay, so thank you for watching that. I have another great question we'll get to, and I have a comment, but let's talk about this home for just a moment. The exterior, this is all James Hardy board, and we call this style Traditions. Obviously, we can change this to your liking, but you'll notice that the porch is covered, and coloration, if you have any questions about that, essentially we use Sherwin-Williams, and you have about 26 different choices of exterior color. If you cannot find something you like within that, there are other custom options. So when we go in the home here, you'll notice that you're walking into a dining area and then off a great room area. So this here has a number of different upgraded features. For instance, if you look here, that's a clue. If you look here, that's a clue. If you look up here, that's another clue. So I'm only seeing one note here that says standard features include appliance package. And yes, indeed, we will supply a range and the microwave hood that does vent outside. You will have a dishwasher, and there will be a disposal in the sink. You do have to supply your refrigerator and a washer and dryer. What do you think of these countertops here, whether you like them or not? Do you think that is standard, or the backsplash? Anybody? Well, this is actually a granite upgrade, one of many options we have. You'll also notice that all the windows have a seal and apron on it. This is also an upgrade. We can do a full wrap as well if you'd like. I myself actually prefer just the drywall, but that's because that's me. Somebody else likes this, and you might like a full. That's what's cool about the way we build. If we scoot along here and we look at another feature that's important to people, and that's flooring. We have so many different options in flooring. This particular home has luxury vinyl plank, and within that, there is numerous choices, colors, and styles. We also have upgraded carpets for those that like carpet. We have upgraded laminate flooring for those that like laminate. But the nice thing here is it creates a nice open space. I guess that for me, along with this vault, adds a more voluminous feel. And then if we move along here a little bit more, you'll notice these windows here. Now, windows, I think, can be important to people, and these are sliders, and that's going to let in a lot of light. And I think that windows are sometimes underutilized for light in certain areas. And so I tend to like to talk with people about that and find out, where we're going to have the best orientation for sun. But it is the coast, and we do get a little dreary here. And I have another notation here that says, clearly this model home has many upgrades. For those of us on a budget, what would be the alternative choices for cabinetry and flooring? Well, okay, so let's talk about that as this plays. All of our homes come with standard flooring, which is a huge variety of actually very nice looking sheet vinyl for wet rooms like bathrooms, also kitchen, utility. And then we have carpet choices for the great room, dining, that sort of thing. Now, luxury vinyl plank can be a little bit more expensive than laminate flooring. I'm actually a fan of laminate. I put it in my own Adair home because I have 2 dogs. It's very scratch resistant and it can be half the price. So to answer your question, a modest upgrade would be then laminate flooring. But we also have tile that we can use by Emser. If you're not familiar, you can go to emser.com, take a look at their options. Notice here that this all-in-one tub shower, that is actually standard as well. So is the laminate counter and nickel finish. So this bathroom is actually standard, but with your own, colors and so forth, you can dress that up. Now, cabinetry, that's a very good question because almost all of our homes have custom cabinetry in it. And what do I mean by that? Well, we make custom cabinets for each home. They're made in a sister company in Washington. You get 6 stains to choose from and 3 different door styles. So essentially, we craft your kitchen and your bathroom cabinets to your home. So if we look at this right here, this is all standard, even though it's custom made for this house. That's a standard feature, so you don't pay extra. If you want paint grade, it'll be a little bit more. Any other questions about that? Obviously, this is a little pantry here. Doors can be moved, doors can be changed. And when we go into the utility room, I'm going to stop this for just a moment. Sometimes people prefer a washer and dryer that's an upper lower. We can build anything for that. And if you'd like us to enclose the furnace, we can do that. Now, keep in mind with our homes, you are going to get forced air, whether that's gas or electric. You're also going to get a AC unit. Now, some people say, well, Eric, it's the coast. Why would I need AC? Some days when it's 83 and 100% humidity, it's nice to just the AC. So we do provide that in all of our homes. I do have a few other things to talk about with the exterior here. When I talk about James Hardie, if you're not familiar, you can go to their website and learn a little bit more. We call it being built for the beach here on the coast. And what I mean by that is not too long ago, I was speaking with someone who was checking out other builders, and they were surprised to learn that we simply built anti-corrosive homes. And I thought, well, why wouldn't we do that? And their answer was, well, it was an option for us at another builder. So we build specific to the location. So if you're in Arizona, you're going to have stucco options that you don't somewhere else. And the home styles are going to be more for that particular area. On the coast of Oregon or Washington, obviously, weather is a very big factor. So we're going to build you a home that is built for that weather. And we just feel like that's the way to do it rather than giving you an option. So if you have any questions about that, please reach out. It's an important thing to know about. Now this bathroom, this is the primary. This is actually all standard. There are no upgraded anything here, other than this person chose a little bit different style around their doors, but the cabinets, the countertops, the nickel finish, the lighting, all of this is standard, so you wouldn't pay extra for that. I think it turned out pretty good myself. The subway tiles are clean, classic. If you did want to change your bathtub shower combo into something else for heaven's sakes, bring it up. We have so many other options that are upgrades, but they're simple to do, okay? And sometimes simple can mean not expensive, is what I mean by that. Okay, so here's a few things to think about with this house. Some of you have been bringing up that this looks like it has a lot of upgrades. So what I'm going to do now is talk about what's standard in the home. We talked about the James Hardie siding, we forced air and AC, nickel finish throughout the entire home, that's standard. The kitchen cabinets, that was standard, that came with the base price of the home. Interior and exterior paint, that was standard, that comes with the price of the home. The exterior style, that's a click of a button, that's just your choice. And in the back of the home, I think this is pretty cool about the Winchester, and that is the cantilevered roof here. That's actually standard. So these folks, they've got this concrete pad out here, and part of it's already covered. So that doesn't cost extra. So this home literally has mostly standard features in it, okay? And there are no custom options at all, total custom options. This home was built by an investor partner of ours. And if you're wondering why an investor or someone else would build a home just to sell it, the word is called equity. All right, so here comes my next question. What do you think this home was built for? Just the home. Any answers? I'm looking for answers. So we know that there was no custom options, just upgrades. Oh, I've got one. I've got one. And we know that there were a lot of standard features in the home. Any other question or any other answers to? So essentially this home with its standard features and the custom options, not the fully custom, but just the upgraded options, came to a little over $284,000 to build. And the appraised value, anybody have an idea of what the appraised value? This is a good one. The appraised value was over twice that, which is amazing. And so that answers your question on equity. So you think, well, now how is this possible? Well, we build affordable homes and we build great affordable homes. On average, you should expect anywhere from 20 to 30% equity upon moving in. That's probably not going to happen if you buy a pre-built home until you have it for a while. So that's one of the advantages of building new. I like to say, why buy old when you can build new? But sometimes people just don't understand how easy it can actually be. Okay, so let's talk about the vault. So sometimes when we build homes for people prior to construction, I should say, when we're in the concept phase, you'll sit down with one of us and we literally have a menu. Would you like this? We click a button and we know like that the cost. So we can help you build your budget right from the beginning. So we know, so there isn't these surprises because nobody likes surprises. So we know a lot of what things are going to cost right up front. I don't know if a lot of other builders have that option. We do. So we would know what the granite is going to cost, what the vault is going to cost, what the pendant lights are going to cost, the sill and aprons, the Emser tile. And that is something that is so valuable because when you know up front what the home is going to cost, you can plan everything else. And I think that's worth so much. So what are those other items? Does anybody know other items that are involved with building a new home? There's at least two. Can someone come up with one of the other ones? We've got, if there's three main ideas to building, obviously one is the house. What's the first one? Anybody? Well, I will tell you, land. It's land. You've got to have land. So going back, circling back, if you don't have land, then we can help you by getting you in touch with a real estate agent. For heaven's sakes, that's their job. They do a great job. They know, they understand, and they will help you find a lot. So we've got the land, we've got the home. What's the other part to building a home that's important for your budget? Anybody know that one? All right, so we have site development. Now I've got a question or a comment here. Can they go on just any site? So let's talk about that. That's a good segue. So we've got the land, we've got the home, and then we have site development. So what we do is we do what's called a site evaluation. So if you're in a purchase agreement, let's say, with land, and you're not sure, and you have a relationship with us already, and we are going to go to that site and we're going to evaluate it for the home that you think you want to build with us. It doesn't cost anything because we want to make sure that we can, build there for you as well. So when this person who has asked, can they go on just any site? On the coast, we build a number of different ways because the coast has a lot of funny lots, a lot of sloped lots. So sometimes if one of our model homes that you like just doesn't seem to work there, I'm going to circle back to one of the first things somebody brought up, and that was, can you take an existing plan and customize it to a like home? It's a good question too. Yes, we can. So we can literally design you a home from scratch if you'd like. There is a small fee compared to an architect, but we do it all the time on the coast. We have to, because some of the sites are trickery is involved with nature. So we will always invite a good excavation partner, if you don't have one, to join us, and they will help you decide what is going to need to be done on the lot prior to construction and give you a bid on that. So somebody mentioned foundation utilities. I'm not sure I'm understanding that exactly, but if you're wondering what type of foundation we do not, I'll say this, we do not build on piles, but our foundations are essentially a 24-inch stem wall. And if we need to, we do step foundations. We actually do step foundations a lot here on the coast. It's necessary. There's usually at least a 24-inch crawl space, maybe 30. And yes, utilities as a rule are going to be, the power is going to be underground. Septic is a very big thing here on the coast, and we help you with our partners that know about that. And we are on a first name basis with all of the sanitarians here on the coast, which is important also. Let's see. Can we add a basement? That's actually more of a jurisdiction thing. We don't do a lot of basements that you might find in Idaho, for instance, here in on the Oregon coast, but we do a lot of walkout basements, and that's part of that step foundation. On a sloped lot, a walkout basement is a fantastic idea. You can put a party room down there, sometimes a garage. A garage under can be a good use of that. So yes, for sure. Let's see, I had a couple more. So does anybody have any questions on budget and financing? That's something that sometimes people forget. Any questions on that? I'm going to go over it. So as I'm talking, please mention your question. Oh, let's see here. Can Adair Homes do ADA accommodations? So we will build to certain specifications. They won't literally be ADA certified, but if we need a wider doorway, that is not a big deal. If we need a low-rise shower, that is not a big deal. That is all very doable. In my own home, I have the company has built. I have one shower that is a low-rise for that purpose. So I hope I answered that. So, oh, that's a great one. Can you roll the land and build into one loan? Well, that's where I'm going to lead off. Okay, so the answer to rolling land and the build and site development, okay, all of that can be put into a construction loan. And Adair Financial Services, we have them finance our homes if you'd like. Super competitive, very easy way to do it. And essentially, you're going to have a construction loan that brings all that in together. It's going to be a interest only, okay, until the home is built. And then when you get the keys, it's now a mortgage. So a very, very, very good way to throw everything together is in a modern construction loan. If you already own your land, sometimes speaking with your lender about using it as a leverage for the rest of the loan, that's a good idea too, and it can help with your down payment. All right, well, I've got somebody that says sold. I'll be contacting you. I hope you do. Any other questions on the funding, finance? I kind of went over that a little fast. Please let me know. I do want to talk to you about site development. Now, site development is where an excavation team comes in and gets the site ready for us to build the home. This is going to be different in pretty much any area. Some lots here that are flat are very, very reasonable. And if it's more difficult, then it's going to cost you a little bit more. So when you're looking for land and you're wondering, why is this lot so much less than this other one and they look similar? That's when you want to talk with us and you want a good real estate agent to partner with, okay? Because sometimes a good deal is going to cost a lot later when it comes to site development, okay? A couple things to keep in mind with us that's new for the coming year. We have a lot of new models coming on board. We have a new accessory dwelling unit. Remember that little 512 we talked about? We have another one that's a little bit bigger than that. I'm super excited about that. So anybody building with us on the Oregon coast, please talk with us about that. It can be a little scary, but what a great way to produce income for your investment. If you have any questions on that, please also let me know. So nobody's asked me about how we build our home. Anybody have any questions on that? Oh, I've got another question about a garage addition. You know, garages, we can build you a separate garage. We can add on to the existing garage that comes with the home, and that would determine the cost. Okay, so each one's going to be a little dependent. We do have one called a 720. It's 720 square feet garage, and that one has a specific set price. Other than that, it's kind of dependent on how big you want to go. Let's see, any other questions that I've missed? Okay, so I'm going to lead off with how do we build our homes? I've been doing a number of meetings with people who seem to think that we build our homes in a warehouse and then ship them to you. And that is not true. We've never done that. They are stick-built homes. And what I mean is there's a foundation and then lumber is at the lot and we build it from scratch. So rest assured that your home is built to last. And that is going to also help you with your equity. So if you have any questions about that, please talk to your HOC. It's so important to know how it's built. And it's so much fun to watch it be built, just saying. Let's see, any other questions on there? Does Adair Homes do upgrades and modifications to pre-existing homes? We do not do that. We are only in the new construction from ground up. We don't do additions. So, and then how long does it take to build one? That's a great question. Well, let's see. So you're going to have the getting ready phase, right? Which is essentially meeting with your homeownership counselor, getting your lending, finding design, getting your land set. But I would say, again, dependent on the area, it's also dependent on weather. We build in all weather, so that's not a big deal, but sometimes there are delays because of snow or rain, hail. But essentially, if you have an accepted home order here on the coast, we generally want to keep it from that point on maybe 11 to 13 months. And again, it depends on weather. And but as a rule, it's pretty much about a year. Hopefully that answered the question. And then, do you help? Oh, this is such a great question. Do you help us with applying permits? We have the most incredible group of pre-admin folks you could possibly work with. My gal is based out of our Aurora office, and yes, we put together an incredible permit package, literally giving it to you the day that you can go. Either if it's available to you, we love to have you do the online submission. Some jurisdictions don't do that, but yes, it's a clean setup. Everything's ready to go. You make your appointment if you need to, or you just go down, pay your fees, and you're good. So great question about permits. Let's see, what are the other questions we've got here? Oh, why? So we talked about this. Why would somebody build something just to sell it? Well, I think we answered that, and that was essentially because of the equity in it. Even in a down market in existing homes, here on the coast, I run into a lot of people who are just fed up with the selection because the ones that are available, possibly in the price range, have too much work to be done. So they're spending this much, and then they're going to have to spend this much plus this much and so forth just to get it to the way they want it, where they can have what they want right from the beginning with us. So sometimes people will build something and immediately sell it, and they're going to take that equity and they're going to do it again, and that's their job. That's how they build equity quickly in their own portfolio, is by building with us and then selling the home and doing it again. It's kind of a rinse and repeat. Sometimes other people will keep it for about 2 years and then take that money and move to their next project. Let's see. Here is an example. This person wants to sell their home in another state and move to one of our states that we build in. Oh, I see. And they bought it for a certain amount and they have a very, very nice amount of equity in there. So this person is essentially telling all of us that a good example is they bought at a modest price and it has just skyrocketed even in this market. So they can sell that and take that money and reinvest it. Fantastic. Yes, that's always the way to go. Back to the ADA, do you have home designs with rounded interior, exterior room corners? Absolutely, we can do that. That is a click of a button. So great question. You know, and that I just actually learned something from that. Because I like everything with harsh angles. So very, very good question about the rounded corners. And the answer is yeah, sure, we do that. All right, what are the other questions here? Okay, so we have something about square footage. So good question. Man, you guys are great, by the way. So this home was 1560 square feet as is. If you needed that to be 1610, or you just wanted a little bit bigger bedroom, if the lot permits and the setbacks are okay, sure, we can add on to that. That's not a big deal. We can absolutely add on to an existing home. In fact, often I tell people it's more affordable to take a more modest size home and build it a little bit bigger to your specifications than trying to make something bigger, smaller. So yeah, no big deal there at all. Any other questions on that? Okay. So upgrades. Here's a question about upgrades. So we've got granite, we have quartz, we use Emser tile. Those are all going to be counter upgrades. If you go with the solid surface, also you're going to have undermount sinks. Ugh, those are so great. If you haven't had one, they're just fantastic. And we have round or square, rectangle options there. So good question. And more question on flooring. Okay, so with flooring, standard feature again, you're going to have sheet vinyl options in your bathrooms. I myself have actually used that in my house. I think they're great. And then there is Emser tile again for an upgrade on that, and then carpet in areas. So again, if you're not a fan of carpet, then that would be an upgrade. So if that answers your question. Okay. All right, any other questions on this house or anything related? Let's see. No, all right, well, I hope that you, wherever you are at, you get in touch with one of us to get started. We honestly, we work with so many people that are not ready, and that's fine because the first step is talking with us. It's totally fine. How can you get ready without knowing a little bit more? And that's what we're here for. Oh, I like this question. For appliances, if the fridge isn't included, can you add one? No, that will be up to you. Obviously here on the coast, there's two main options for that. They both deliver, they both install. I can easily help you with that. And I bet you in all my other colleagues' offices, they know options for you as well. By the way, for those of you that are thinking about building in the middle of nowhere, we have a generator panel, click of a button. It's fantastic and super affordable. So if your power goes out, you're simply going to your power generator and you're good to go. We also have, like in my home, solar panel ready. Believe it or not, solar can be used all over Oregon and obviously Arizona. So ask us about those sort of things too. We're trying to think ahead. Garages with electric car plugins, all of that's very doable. So remember, this is affordable custom homes, so we can customize things quite a bit. All right, so that answers that question. All right, one last little thing from me, and that is when you're looking for a builder, when you're researching and you're looking around, nothing beats going into that office. And that doesn't mean just us. I would highly recommend that you go in and you compare all of us. And that doesn't matter whether you're in Washington, Oregon, Arizona, Idaho. Talk with them, see what they're like, see how we might be different. The transparency that we can offer, I think, is one of the best ways to see the difference. And we like what we do. That's why we're here. So is there any other questions that I can answer? I think this was really good. Thanks for all of the questions. Very, very good. I hope you've enjoyed this. Again, the Winchester, one of my favorites. I think it has some great, great options for a number of different small, large families, and the equity building capability is just fantastic. So, well, my time's just about up. So if there aren't any other questions, I can let you go, but I'll give it a couple more. If you want to send me something, please do. All right. Well, again, my name is Eric, and I am out of the Lincoln City Adair Homes branch. My phone number is 541-272-8555. But you can also just use our online team to schedule your appointment at any of the offices. And trust me, we all look forward to talking to you because we like what we do, and that's important. All right, well, thanks everybody. I appreciate your time today, and I look forward to seeing you in person or virtually again, okay? Okay, thank you.